There's Apollo. Let's go ahead and jump into the game here. And we're going to be kicking things off on Entombed Valley. And we are live.
It's going to be a great series, man. TaeJa, an amazing individual. Of course, looking to join Ro8 with the Team Liquid guys that have qualified so far. And Hero will be trying as well later on. MVP.Finale, though, is a guy that is most definitely trying to get his name out there. And this is one way he can certainly do that.
Yes, and he is going to be spawning in the northeast position as the Red Protoss. Down in the southeast from Team Liquid, we have got TaeJa. So Entombed Valley going to be kicking things off here. Of course, it's a best of 3 up until the finals when it becomes a best of 5. But even the semifinals are a best of 3. And we'll be seeing a few more matches in the quarterfinals. It's only our second match in the quarterfinals, so we still got a lot of action coming at you here today. Thank you for joining. Those from you viewers from the U.S., hopefully you had a safe and happy 4th of July. For those like Apollo who had no idea that we celebrated a holiday about, you know, saving the world from aliens, it is true.
That's right, man. That's right. It's just old Will Smith film, man. I don't know what you guys are on about.
Yeah, you know, that day there were so many explosions in the sky because we were just like, you know, we were shooting enemy ships out of the sky like crazy, and so that's why we shoot fireworks. So
it's not really Will Smith saving the world, man. It's just a regular citizen having a barbecue and a beer and shooting fireworks, bringing down the mothership of the aliens, man.
Exactly, exactly, and that's why we celebrate the 4th, man. Why? Because it's so important. What if we would have been taken over by aliens?
Exactly, and that's why fireworks, barbecues, and beer is the most important thing in the world.
And that's why none of us could be found yesterday. So we are now officially in this game, and things are starting to happen. We did have our Terran player drop his racks inside the natural, so TaeJa just putting just above the command center. But the probe wisely comes back in after a quick escape and verifies that it is indeed there. So it's a good idea what's going on. Meanwhile, on the other side, pretty standard opening so far, gas, gateway, and now the Psycore going down here for our Protoss player.
Yeah, pretty regular by both guys so far. A little mind game played by TaeJa with hiding the barracks, but immediately picked up. And looking at Finale, he's not really a guy that's in GSL. He played quite okay, actually, in his debut for GSTL. But more importantly, I think that, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure, like 95%, is that Finale was a guy that got flown in by the French casters, I think, for an event in France. The one that Rotterdam Mr. Bitter casted. It was like Revenge of the Nerds or something like that, it was. And he picked up like 5,000 euros, man. He got the victory. And I can't remember who played in it. It was like Moon, Adele Scott, and then someone else, but yeah, I think I remember him winning that, actually.
I did not know that. Yeah. Thank you, Apollo, for that little tidbit of information there. You're always full of it, and I mean good information, not whatever that is. We have the Zealot and a Stalker moving out here, but the bunker's going to be done by the time they actually get up here, so all he'll be able to do is verify that there is indeed a bunker there, and guess that probably means that there is indeed a command center there.
Yeah, not 100% certain, but you can pretty much guess. I mean, Korean Terrans do like to throw in a little twist here and there, but, you know, 9 times or 8 times out of 10 it will just be the command center down. But, yeah, it's not 100% confirmed, and that's always something to keep in the back of your mind. But, ooh, TaeJa, I love this little movement, actually, with 4 Marines here, and especially because the Stalker usually is on the Xel'Naga Tower or looking around. This little movement out by 4 Marines is going to get meted and greeted by a Zealot, which doesn't quite work the way TaeJa wanted it to, but it's a nice little idea.
Yeah, I think just using that particular hallway, the banana hallway on this map, is incredibly helpful. I mean, the Xel'Naga Tower, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really help you on any, I mean, any smart player can just go around there. And although it doesn't necessarily help to attack in that way because it puts you very out of position, early on, I think it's such a great tactic. But look at this, a triple Nexus coming out now.
Wow,
by our Protoss
so
player,
greedy, man.
Finale. It is so greedy. He's threw down his Robo. His second Nexus is done. He has a lot of units patrolling to try to prevent this from being scouted, but my God, man, I mean, outside of this, there's no additional gateways. He does have Warp Gate research finished now, but he has not started warping in units quite yet. And although I'm not sure that we're going to see any sort of aggression right here, like, ooh, That's scary.
Yeah. I mean, TaeJa's only holding the Xel'Naga Tower because it's very difficult for a single Zealot or Stalker to take it away because of the shrubbery outside of the Xel'Naga Tower, which prevents anything going in there. And now as the time advances towards 7 minutes, 7:30 is where a 2-base timing or DT rush or anything could actually happen. So he's falling back on the 2 bunkers, turret just in case, and he has absolutely no idea. He's expecting his opponent to play very normal, but look, there is a Marine at the north side here. Does get shut down before information is revealed. One thing though TaeJa may look at really interestingly and be like, why the hell is a probe there? Why is a probe guarding that location?
Right.
And that could bring up questions to TaeJa here.
I mean, hopefully questions were answered from TaeJa, because I'd like to see how he will actually react to this. We do have now the starport being built, the factory throwing down the reactor. So mostly Bio at this point with 1 reactor and 2 tech labs. His stim is nearing completion. He has a good amount of units right now. And I mean, throwing down the fact, here comes that observer across the map as well, but throwing down the fact that he did throw down that extra 400 minerals into a Nexus early on, there is going to be this small window where, you know, he's just not going to have those units. Now he's got additional gateways coming in, and once those 6 pop into production, I think he's pretty much gotten away with that 3rd Nexus. But at this point, you know, what could TaeJa do, you know, based off of that read or that reaction? I mean,
he did scan, you know, just a second ago, and he did see the robo and gateways being added on, and that alone tells him there should be a 3rd base down because everything is really lately delayed here. So instead of adding on additional barracks and trying to power the pressure through, he realized it's a little bit too late, and he will throw his 3rd command center. I'm pretty sure that TaeJa's read that well and that he knows it's down, but he's going to wait for the medivacs to come and then start to put the pressure on. But he knows he has to do damage, otherwise he will fall behind. But like you said, with an Immortal out, because it's going to be easier to defend with Immortal in the mix with good force fields, you know, Finale's not going anywhere. He's staying put, holding tight these 3 bases, and is probably going to be pretty good at holding them, to be honest. I don't think this is going to be really difficult for TaeJa to break down directly, but he may be able to do it with individual drops around.
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly a possibility. I think that now we see Finale get to a point where, you know, like I said, he's gotten away with that 3rd base, and the tech is going to be able to kick in there. We haven't seen him tech to anything like, and there's a kind of interesting scan, as he's going to scan right in between to see additional production back here, but also he does see that 3rd. And that factory scouts in, sees some units there. But frankly, if he attacks with this, I think that Finale is going to be perfectly fine here. A 2nd Immortal is out. You've only got, what, 4 sentries, but they've got full shield or full energy right now. And he should be able to, you know, continue to pump out units. We've got Charge coming out as well. Finale looking to be a good position.
Yeah, this is really difficult right now for TaeJa, who will have an upgrade lead and does still at this current point in time, but there's so many units out here for Finale that it's almost unbreakable. And, you know, where does TaeJa go from this? He has to try to do something. He naturally knows he is behind in this game. It's as simple as that, because this 3rd base was taken and there was no blitz attack to punish it because it wasn't scouted until very late here. Does he double expand here? Does he just throw down a bunch of barracks and try to go for it? I don't know, but that's what TaeJa's trying to think to do. And he's added on even more barracks now, so he's actually at a total of 6. So 7 barracks, sorry. 7 barracks in total with double upgrades coming. That's his only advantage, is double up. So his micro has to emphasize that advantage.
Okay, well, he does have that upgrade advantage, 1-1, but soon that is going to be fading away as the Protoss player chrono boosting out some of those upgrades. It looks like they've run out now, but here another observer coming out. And I think that he could just, I mean, adding so many gateways here, starting to bank up a little bit, sitting at about 152 supply. I feel like there's most certainly, especially once Storm is finished, there's going to be a really solid move out time here for Finale to finally go ahead and try to break something. I mean, strictly Bio over on TaeJa's side at this point. He is getting his +2 armor right now, starting to work as he throws down the Ghost Academy. But he could have a meet in the middle. Really curious to see how this is going to play out, but Finale looking good. And how is TaeJa going to try to come back?
Well, he basically, the only way TaeJa can come back is with a direct engagement now, but with superior control and better EMPs, better snipes. If Colossus comes out, that is the end of the game, because he doesn't have anything to do with that. Right now, he can deal just about with Storms. With Ghost, he definitely can. But if a 4th comes down, which is coming down, and Colossus, which the Robotics Bay is actually being added on now, then it's too late. So the timing window is before Colossus are out.
And there's a lot of Zealots here. Might actually go in for a move, and the attack will initiate here by Finale. He's going to stim away, but he could actually chase those for quite a while. That does put the Templar very, very far back there. Guardian Shield is going to be popped up, and I think TaeJa just biding his time here, waiting for those ghosts to come out. He's got one on the way, and here we have the Templar moving forward. Could be able to snipe a couple of storms off here right in the middle of this army. Here he moves, a good spread by these units, but we have all of the Zealots actually getting ripped apart. Did the Storms do enough damage? The Zealots are pretty much gone at this point, but a whole nother set does come in. We do have SCVs moving out here as well, and I think he's going to be able to take it.
Yeah, absolutely perfect Storms down there before Ghosts come out, so the only thing that TaeJa could rely on weren't even in the fight, and now we just see Finale just walking all over TaeJa with a superior advantage from the early game, and TaeJa is going to fall and drop this first map with more and more reinforcements coming in. Absolutely amazing play from Finale, catching his opponent by surprise, keeping the lead, finishing the game.
GG, and we will